Our next question, Jim, was sent in to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from David Cuesta. My question is, how are the Undertaker's Buried Alive gimmick matches booked? Was there a trap door? Can you please explain how this was done?
You know, I was involved in the planning of the first one, so I know when I'm going to answer your question. But it's another example, I think, of Stockholm Syndrome, because I got a kick out of the first one because I was involved in the planning of the first one. And it's one of those Stockholm Syndrome things that you get in line where you're thinking with your captors and, you know, and it is it in any way realistic? Actually, the way that it had been originally envisaged, I kind of thought it was, but it became one of those things. It's just, and then of course, when everything else went show busy over the next 20 years, now I'm thinking like, my God, what have we wrought? But the original concept, and it was altered because when you go back to the first Buried Alive match between Undertaker and Mankind, and we were trying to get something going on that would be a pay-per-view attraction, and those guys were two of the biggest stars we had, and I like both guys. I love Cactus, obviously, everybody knows. And Undertaker's was such a unique gimmick. What if these motherfuckers had this, and what a fight they're going to have, right? Because that's why their matches were always so good, because their styles worked with each other as well as their gimmicks, and they both pros. What if instead of deciding it in the ring, we actually have a fucking real graveyard? And I see now in hindsight, people are going, Cornette, the guy that doesn't want any ha-ha in the business. But what if we had a real burial area and a motherfucker had to go over there and throw his opponent in and put him in the grave and cover him up, right? And that's how that genocided. And I was on board with that between these two guys, thinking, well, it's not something we could ever really do again, but this could be something that, you know, get some attention, pulling our pants down on Broadway on pay-per-view, right? But if you go back and watch the first one, which I think was from October 96-ish or thereabouts, we found out something. It takes a long fucking time to cover somebody up in a fucking grave with dirt. It's not like it is in the movies. Because I know Bruce Pritchard will testify to this also, because I think he was at gorilla position. I'm watching the monitor, and we're like, and they're trying to cover him up and trying to cover. Or who won that thing? Was it was we covered Taker up the first time, didn't we? Or didn't we covered up Mick? No, we covered up Taker, didn't we?
I covered up my eyes. I don't remember.
Well, because I think we had to, yes, I think we were burying Taker because we had to send at the last moment as an audible. We had to send other wrestlers out, and it had to be heels. It would have made sense to be baby faces.
That's right.
To help cover Undertaker. Yes, it was Undertaker. Because fucking Mick is, but now he's had this long match and he's blowed up, right? And he's fucking frantically trying to scrape and shovel all his dirt. That's a big fucking hole, right? It takes and Undertaker's 7 feet tall, 300 pounds. How long does it take to cover him up? So we sent other people out with everything but fucking bailing shovels to fucking finally get that covered up. And then they had come up with, and I thought, okay, I'll go along with it. I didn't fight too much about this also, but I think the lightning strike and Taker's hand would come up through the fucking dirt, right? Which I'm thinking, oh, this is kind of cool, actually. It shows how you can be led down that path. But when the special effects people got to it, first of all, they had, like I said, it was a big hole. And then I think they did something else and changed it where he could, you know, and he could get out underneath. There was an apparatus where the side of the grave that's underneath the dirt would open up so he could get out, but all the dirt would still fall in. It was a messy proposition regardless, but there was a way to get out from under it because we didn't want to smother and kill anybody for real. But I had a hand in that. I apologize.